Welcome, short episode, Dr. James Beckett Sports Card Insights. Thanks Panini, Topps, Upper Deck, Heritage Auctions, Huggins Scott Auctions, Mike Stadium Sports Cards, Burbank Sports Cards, ComC.com, and Beckett Media, Beckett Grading, Beckett Authentication. I tried to ask them a question they hadn't been asked. It was basically about the emotional response when you hear these world record prices. We've got a real variety of answers, so I hope you'll enjoy it. It was fast moving. It's interesting to think whether you're mad, sad, glad, or scared when you hear these world record prices. So here's five experts, five friends who have contributed their wisdom on this question. So thanks everybody, and have a good weekend. You can pick any card you want to pick that's been a world record price. You can pick the Gretzky 1.29 million, Luka 4.6, whatever outrageous world record price. And I want you to respond, pick one word and expound on it. There are four basic emotions in life. There's mad, sad, glad, and scared. Okay. So are you angry about it? Are you sad about it? Are you happy about it? Are you scared about it? We've been talking about analytical stuff, but this is an emotional, like Jordan said, a visceral response. What is your response when you hear about Luka at 4.6 million, admittedly a private sale? Does that make you mad, sad, glad, or scared? Mike, you're first. What emotion strikes you?
I think it depends on the card. For me, I would say one of those record sales of the Fleer Jordan rookie. And that would make me sad because that is one of my Mount Rushmore cards that I've always wanted, that I was hoping at some point to build my way up to. But as that continues to escalate, I'm a little bit sad because I'm not sure that I'm going to get there at this point to be able to own one of those. When I think about record-breaking sales prices for Jordan rookies, that makes me sad.
Okay, there's no wrong answers here. So that's a good one. Jason, what mad, sad, glad, or scared at these world record prices?
Look, when I saw the Luka, I got a little scared. I already think prices are starting to get a little out of reach and in the uncomfortable zone. And this, to me, it's been one after another. And I'm choosing scared, that I'm scared that I'm not going to be able to. I have a similar reaction to Mike with a different word, is that there's things out there that I'm hoping to build towards or move towards. And I'm scared I might not be able to get there as opposed to sad. And I'm also scared that this is going to bleed into someone and someone along the line is going to get really hurt bad. I've seen it obviously in capital markets and other things. You did episodes on Bitcoin and GameStop and some of these other things, is that there's a lot of people having a lot of fun, but it's scary for that Wile E. Coyote who runs out and then realizes there's no cliff underneath. That's what I was thinking. Someone's going to get caught on the wrong side of this who can't afford it. And so that's what I was thinking when I saw that.
Scared. Jeremy, mad, sad, glad, or scared?
The Luka that sold for 4.6 and the Giannis Logo Man that sold for 1.8 million, those make me a little scared that a lot of people are being priced out of modern cards. The Mike Trout at 3.8 kind of made me mad because I just think there's so many other players that should be selling for that kind of money besides Mike Trout, who still playing, hasn't really won anything. And then the Wayne Gretzky rookies made me happy to see hockey getting some love and respect amongst other big cards at a high profile auction like that one.
Okay. Jordan, what one emotion do you have? Mad, sad, glad, or scared?
I am glad. And I think about the Michael Jordan rookie. I think the over $700,000 for a PSA 10 is a little shaky, but it's cool to see a lot of attention on the hobby. And I enjoy the credibility that's lent to all of us, and friends are texting us that have nothing to do with cards and are saying, this is pretty crazy. I probably got about 20 text messages from people talking about that Luka card and obviously the Giannis being in Wisconsin here. I will say I don't have any FOMO. I'm not fearing missing out. I'm very content with my BGS 4 Michael Jordan rookie. I'm not trying to, aspire to that. I got the far at a good time. Otherwise now I wouldn't be able to afford it, honestly. I'm not mad about any of this stuff. I think you either live in love or fear. I have no fear with this stuff. I think those who have overextended and bought these kind of cards will miss out. It's a game of musical chairs and they'll get stuck without a chair. Sometimes it serves people right for spending a ton of money to be capitalists instead of doing it for the love of the hobby. So I'm not worried about any of that. I personally love the attention on the hobby. I think it creates more conversation, gets more attention on it, and gets people excited about cards. And Jim, you've seen the ups and downs over the years, and no such thing as bad publicity. I do think because the market will correct itself eventually, there will be some bad PR at that point. But true hobbyists will stick around and they're not worried about that because they love the cards. And a lot of times they bought the cards, and if they go to zero, they're okay with it because they love the card. I live in no fear of that stuff. I'm never going to spend that kind of money on a card, so I'm not too worried about it. But
thank you, Jordan. Ken, mad, sad, glad, or scared?
Oh, glad. Just for everything that everybody's already said, but specifically for like the heart of the collector, which I am. It's great for the hobby to be able to see how we always saying the cards your mom threw out, or what's happening now, and everything that's going on with these newer cards, these modern cards. And just to see that it's not just the older cards like the Gretzky's or the Jordans or the Mantles that are selling at ridiculous prices. It's the current cards, the modern ones like the Luka that just sold. So I'm really glad to see it, because for this hobby, it's just all good news. And it's just keeping the hobby, more and more people are getting into it now, including what I like to see is the kids.
Let me have the last word here. And that basically, if we turn the clock back 12 months, I mean, several of you mentioned the Jordan, the 86, 87 Fleer rookie. I think that was selling in a PSA 10, and the highest grade, it'd go for $40,000 a year ago, something like that, $30,000-$40,000. If a year ago we had projected that it would get up to $100,000 a year later, as in now, instead of $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, we would have been pleased if something is going to grow by 150% in a year. Like Jordan, I fear that the foundational structure upon which values are based used to be from the bottom up, and now it's from the top down. That could be very troublesome when people are pricing off the world record prices. If the best Gretzky is this, then the 9s are this and the 8s are that. The rising tide raises all boats, but that's not a good thing if it turns into a tsunami. And you have this tidal wave that comes in, and it's fundamentally changing the pricing structure and the value basis of good things in the hobby. And we shouldn't think that something will always be in demand, except that it will always be demand at a price that people are willing to pay for it. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but it just can't keep going up. So,
and carry the metaphor, it's changed the price of the lottery ticket, which is why the packs are so much, right?
Yeah.
And because if the Giannis or the Luka's millions, then the payout for the lottery ticket's higher. So therefore the lottery ticket's got to trade at a different price.
Right, which they are. They're trying to keep up. And it's basketball for sure. Panini, and they're printing more. They're printing more tickets, and they're charging more for the tickets.
Which is not great either.
Which is not great, but there will be a correction. Say, like we've said, I hope it's a correction, not a crash. But when the Black Monday and Black Friday and all those kind of things, those were 20, 25% corrections, admittedly in one day. But that got people's attention. And then some things went down further, but then the underlying value built back up.